Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off, because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this, because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and a good morning it is. It's a beautiful Chautauqua sunrise day. Holy cow! I would not have guessed that I had to wear sunglasses to come to the studio today when I saw the weather report from last night. But it is, and it's great. So like 13 degrees. It was only like 30 degrees warmer the other day. I don't know how our poor bodies can handle all this. People say to me, how do you live up there in that cold weather? Oh, just put layers on, I guess. But it beats fires and mudslides and tornadoes and hurricanes and everything else that goes on in this crazy world that we live in. So, good morning wherever you are in the world. Good morning throughout the United States, down through Florida and up into wherever, all across Chautauqua County. Good afternoon to all my listeners in Ukraine, Natalia and friends. James, if you're watching down in Kenya, my relatives in Belgium and Holland, good morning, or good afternoon. It's afternoon over there. I also want to say good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, Low Power to the People, on the radio Tuesday at 1 p.m. Thanks for joining us. We got a really fun show. We got Randy Anderson and a guest in the house. And when he walked in, I watched all the lights dim because he was sucking all the energy out of the room. We gave up on seatbelts when he's in here because it just doesn't work. Anyways, we're going to have a fun show. We're going to be talking about the Sports Hall of Fame, and we have a special guest with him today, and we'll get to, to her in a little bit. Throughout the show, if you have a comment or question, you want to announce your club or organization, as sometimes we do. We do Kiwanis, sometimes we do the Lions Club, Rotary, whatever. If you have a fundraiser free of charge, we're happy to get it on the air for you. Give us a call right now, sometime today in the next hour, 716-753-5225. Call in. If you're shy, talk to Randy. He's a really nice guy, and he'll write it all down for you on the other side of the room. Give me a little piece of paper with your announcement, and we'll get it on the air. Throughout the week, if you can't call in and you're watching this later in the week and say, I want to call in, you can't, because we're not here after today. But you can email me at Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, @gmail.com. So we're happy to get those announcements in. So, today the weather, I mentioned, is nice and sunny and cold, but I want to remind you that if you get on the side streets, you could be experiencing some black ice. So please take caution as you're making those quick little turns. And for those of you that are traveling and you may be going from Westfield to Mayville or Mayville to Westfield, as you're coming up the Mayville Hill, depends on where you live. Maybe it's called the Westfield Hill, I'm not sure. But anyways, I always call it the Mayville Hill. If you're coming from Westfield to Mayville, the right lane is kind of icy and it's got some snow, so be careful. If you can come in where it becomes like a 3-lane there, stay in the left side because it's nice and clear. And of course, we always want to do a shout out to all the folks that take good care of our roads. 20 was great. The main roads are in great shape. So thanks, guys. I know it's been a brutal winter for you, and we appreciate you. I can't tell you too much other than this on the Ice Castle project. I understand it's underway. I understand that the Ice Castle is going up. They had to protect it yesterday from the rain and so forth. I'm hoping someone's going to call in today. We'll see. If not, we'll get some information next week for you. But I believe it's on President's Day weekend, so that's coming up. And there's going to be a bunch of things going on there, but we'll talk to you later about that. Okay, football. Well, my new mantra, go Philly. We are like, here we are again, but it was an interesting game. And of course, everybody says, well, why did they do that? Why did they do that? Well, you know, I always say, well, if it worked, they would have been heroes. So you try. Anyways, we still love our Buffalo Bills, so we'll be rooting for whoever you want to root, but I'm rooting Philly this time around. Let's see, in the paper today, the Post-Journal, okay, that would be, I just realized it's February. How'd that happen? Justin, you didn't tell me it was February. You're supposed to keep me on February.
It's February 1.
Thank you, Jeff. It's like, how did that happen? Woo! Yeah, January seemed to go on forever. Anyways, we're in February, and today's Post-Journal, February 1, on the front page, I've been told, is my co-host and co-researcher that I do a lot of work with, Jim McQuiston. There's a nice article there, and many of you have watched our Oak Island Plus series here on Access Chautauqua. And anyways, there's a cool article there, and if you want to have a look, I think you'll find it interesting. Sarah Holthouse did the article, and she did an article on us a couple of years ago. So anyways, just point that out to you. Hope you enjoy that. All right, I got some announcements. I know Randy gets really chomping at the bit if I talk too long because he wants to suck up as much energy as he can here. So here we go. Let's go to slide 15. You're lucky I like you. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts welcomes new staff members. And as you know, I love Infinity. And we got a special project coming up in April. I can't tell you about it yet, but we'll talk about these folks first. All right, Alexis Connor. Okay. Alexis, who was born in Jamestown, has lived here all her life. She is a graduate from Jamestown High School and is currently aiming to go back to school and continue pursuing a bachelor's degree for social media marketing. She has always been involved in the arts, joining art clubs and having her artwork entered into shows while in high school. Currently, Alexis runs an art page where she focuses on painting and digital art. Then there's Emily Brentley. Emily graduated from Faulkner High School and the Hughes Bosey Center. My old stomping grounds. I used to run that place. She attended Damon University for animation. With experience in retail, education, and the arts, Emily strives to facilitate a space in which all are welcomed and celebrated. Emily lives in Mayville, right here, with her partner and 2 cats. Emily has worked with Interstate Studios and won the seasonal Best of the Best award in the spring of 2024. She spends her free time creating using paint, yarn, or any other material she can get her hands on. Then, Infinity also welcomes some other folks. Okay, Emily Strong, an old friend of mine. I've known her for a number of years. She is, let's see, if I'm looking at the screen, it would be the bottom left corner. Emily is an accomplished educator and artist with a bachelor's degree in visual art and theater, as well as a master's degree in elementary education. She is thrilled to return to Infinity Visual and Performing Arts after a hiatus that took her to New York City in 2015 and back to her beloved hometown in 2020. During the day, Emily loves her work as a local public school elementary teacher. With a wealth of experience as a visual art, vocal, and guitar instructor, she also shines as a singer, songwriter, composer, and musical theater performer. Over the years, Emily has performed in many musical theater productions as well with various rock bands, including her notable 2014 gig at the opening act for the legendary comedian Bob Hart and her band, The Distractions. She writes and records original music that can be found on her website called emilystrongmusic.com or streamed on Spotify and Apple Music under Emily Strong Music. Emily's artistic journey is deeply influenced by her early experiences in high school, where she thrived in a supportive environment that encouraged her creativity. Passionate about fostering that same nurturing atmosphere, she is dedicated to guiding and inspiring young artists today. Additionally, Emily has honed her skills by studying voice and acting with renowned Broadway veterans Jan Horvath and, Keith Butterbaugh, and at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York City. Her commitment to education and the arts continues to shape her mission of empowering the next generation of creators. Then, in the bottom right corner is Heidi LeBaron. Heidi has been playing piano since she was 4. She was a music major at Jamestown Community College, history major at SUNY Fredonia, and applied intelligence major at Mercyhurst University. At JCC, she also participated in stage crew for the Charmin Theater, concert and jazz band, choir, and rock ensemble. As a child, she participated in the Chautauqua Association for Musicians Under 21. In the community, Heidi has performed in the Living Christmas Tree at First Covenant Church and taught piano lessons privately. Currently, she plays on the worship team at Joy Fellowship Free Methodist Church. She enjoys furthering her ear training and learning new versions of pieces she played as a child. So, if you're interested, of course, you can always find out more information about Infinity, or if you're interested to have someone be tutored or work with these folks, give them a call at 664-0991. We have some other announcements coming up today. As we speak, Cassadaga Winter Festival. Woo! They started a little while ago in a 5K frozen 50K. Did I say 5K? 50K. What the heck? Walk or run around the lake anytime from 5K to 50K. That's going on. And so I won't digress on that much. That's too cold. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. there's a vendor show today. A light lunch available, sponsored by the American Legion Post 1280. At noon, fun on the beach, fire pits, s'mores, tetherball, and street hockey. Drawings for prizes, chili, hot chocolate provided by Park Church, and an ice sculpture. Come see a pro make ice sculptures sponsored by the CBC. Then 1 p.m. Ice Scream Polar Dip. Oh, here's something I found out today. Today, believe it or not, is National Breakfast Ice Cream Day. It's 13 degrees out. Who wants to go out for ice cream? Well, I understand there's different ice cream shops all across. You won't melt. Ice cream shops all over Western New York, they're having special flavors today for ice cream for breakfast. Be brave and go for a dip at the beach. $20 entry fee, and you get a t-shirt for the dippers. That's at 1 p.m. up in Cassadaga. Proceeds go towards the Cassadaga Library. Okay, so if you're interested, well, I guess you'd have to contact, I'm seeing who I got to contact here. I don't know if I have contact information. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Nope, I don't see any contact information for that. Okay. But Tanya and Wilson is in charge of that, and let me make sure I'm getting to the right page. Okay, there's a soup-off contest at Park Church, and bread provided. Oh, here it is. There we go. If you're interested in the super anyways, it's 216-2265. Then there's also a cornhole tournament. There's going to be sledding and all kinds of fun things. And of course, there's skiing and snowshoeing at Casadega Lakes Nature Park over on Route 60. So Casadega is doing a bunch of things. Then over at Lucille Ball Theater, there's going to be the production of 12 Angry Men. Today at 7, tomorrow at 2, next week the 7th at 7 p.m. and February 8th at 7 p.m. And it's Lucille Ball Theater, Little Theater at 18 East 2nd Street. The door to the jury room is open, but what happens inside could change everything. 12 Angry Men brings you into the heart of the deliberations where justice hangs in the balance and every voice has the power to shape the truth. How will you step inside? Want to feel like you're in the room where it happens? Choose their limited onstage seating to be surrounded by the intensity of every heated exchange. So that's taking place this coming weekend and next weekend, so check it out. Then, for you fishermen, you got the New York Muskie Expo today and tomorrow at the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel over there on 10 Dunham Avenue in Celeron. I remember as a kid, my Uncle Ed, my dad's brother, was like addicted to muskie fishing. I don't know if he ever caught more than one or two, but he just loved to go fishing in Chautauqua Lake. So what's going on? Fishing Expo alert. Calling all anglers, New York State's only Muskie Expo is here, and you don't want to miss it. And this is going to be held today and tomorrow. Gorgeous Lake Chautauqua is a great place for muskie fishing. Get ready to meet the industry's best bait makers, all under one roof. Plus, they've got something new this year, live lure demos in their stunning indoor pool. They're going to have apparel, they're going to have gear, nets, electronics, pro guides, seminars, kids corner, lodging, and a whole lot more. So that's today, tomorrow from 9 this morning till 5 o'clock, and tomorrow from 9 to 2. If you're into muskie fishing, there's where you want to go. Okay, one more announcement. Slide 16, I guess, Jeff. Okay, it says, last year went by so fast, we did not get a chance to recognize all the work involved in providing a loved one care and assistance. This is interesting. The National Family Caregivers Month is celebrated each November, and it's time to recognize and honor family caregivers, also known as care partners, across the country. The Chautauqua County Office for Aging Services is charged with not only assisting older adults, but also helping caregivers of any age. We forget about those people that are taking care of the people that need the care. However, our biggest challenge is getting people to realize they are a caregiver. You can be considered a caregiver if you regularly provide assistance to someone that needs help with aspects of living, like managing medical needs, household tasks, managing mail and bills, emotional supports, or transportation, and so forth. Okay, so they got a new program, and here it's called the New York State Office for Aging started a campaign with an organization called, I love this, Archangels. They have a short questionnaire that can illuminate your caregiving intensity scale. They may not recognize the caregivers, but we do, and we may understand and be in need of support along the way. Archangels gives us a quick assessment of where you stand. Their tagline is, "Any care counts, New York." It's important to identify the role and understand the stresses and resources available to you as a caregiver. You can feel very isolated sometimes, in order to do the best you can for the loved ones and for yourself. The process is simple. Visit their website, and it's called Archangels, all one word, ARCH Angels.me. Archangels, all one word, .me. Take a short survey and understand how you may be dealing with caregiving, even identifying as a caregiver. Okay? So if you want more information on that, you can always call our phone number that we always pop up. It's called, there it is. Jeff, how'd you do that so fast? I wasn't even looking. New York Connects is 716-753-4582. All right, we're going to take a breather. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned. I promise you it's going to be a lot of fun.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, we're back, and I want to welcome back to the show Mr. Randy Anderson, the man of Sports Hall of Fame notoriety, tarp skunks, anything that's sports related, you are it. Good morning.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks for having me back. Hey, how was your birthday last week?
My birthday was beautiful because it was a nice sunny day. The first time we had seen sun, I think, in like 3 weeks. But thanks for recognizing
Yeah,
that.
I know every time about this
This
time of the year.
It happens every year.
You're having a birthday. Of course, you know, my wife has a birthday like the day before yours. So,
Oh, really?
So that's why I can't forget yours.
I'm unforgettable.
I'll be in big trouble.
All right. So, Randy, I know you have a guest that you're going to introduce here whenever you're ready. And so our focus today is inductees and the Sports Hall of Fame for Chautauqua County and anything that you want to talk about. I'm your guy.
All right. Well, Doc, I'm here to talk about our 43rd Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame annual induction banquet. 43 years we've been inducting the most outstanding athletes and other celebrities in the sports
You're getting
world
old.
of Chautauqua
I think
County.
I was with you for the 32nd.
We've been doing this a while. So I'm going to ask Jeff to roll up the photos of our 9 inductees that we're putting in this year. That will bring our total number of inductees over 43 years to 249.
249 inductees
Over
total.
43 years.
Woo. Okay. So, there's your logo.
There's our logo. Nice
Who
looking
designed
logo.
that anyways? Did you design it?
No, that's why it looks so nice. There's no crayon marks on that one, Doc. All right, Jeff, roll up a picture, please. So this is Jessica Anderson. She's sitting right next to me, Doc, and we're going to do a deep dive into her sports career.
That's her?
That's her. A couple of years ago.
Oh, it's the glasses. It's the glasses.
Notice the Mayville jersey, Doc.
Oh!
We're here at Mayville Central tonight, this afternoon, and we're going to have Jessica relive some of her Mayville memories.
Okay, so...
We're not going to do a deep dive on
Not going to do a
Jess.
deep dive yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're going to go to the other ones here.
All right.
This is Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson was a '76 graduate of Southwestern. His sport in high school and at SUNY Brockport was tennis. He was their #1 guy at Southwestern and Brockport. Most people in Chautauqua County know Tom as the long-term director of the Lakewood YMCA.
Oh.
32 years as the director of the Lakewood YMCA. Very innovative guy, started a lot of programs that are still in effect today, including like indoor soccer, gymnastics, all of that stuff.
You know, not many schools have tennis, so that's interesting that he was in tennis, because some schools have tennis courts, but they don't have tennis teams, you know?
Who's next, Jeff? This is Anthony Barone. Anthony Barone was a '97 graduate of Jamestown High. Played basketball and baseball there, went on to JCC, played both sports there, went on to Felician College to play baseball. A terrific career everywhere. He came back to his alma mater at JCC. He was their head coach, their head baseball coach for, man, I can't even tell you, probably a dozen years or more, 200 and some wins. He went to Cal State Bakersfield to coach, came back and was the manager of the Jamestown Jammers here at Dietrich Park.
Oh, I thought the name was familiar. All right.
Yeah. He was the Jamestown Jammers manager. He was the league champion in 2018. He left Jamestown and he's now living in Milwaukee. He's the manager of the Milwaukee Milkmen of the American Association. That's professional baseball, one level below Major League
what do they
Baseball.
call that? Triple A, double A? What do they call
It's called
that?
Independent League Baseball.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So he's the head manager of the Milwaukee Milkmen.
So he stayed right with the sport and just kept on going.
Yeah.
That's pretty
great career.
Wow.
Great career for a
Nice.
young man.
Okay.
This is Stephen Carlson. Stephen was a 2015 graduate of Jamestown High School, where he played, basketball and football, obviously.
Yeah.
Tremendous career in both sports at JHS, has his number retired in both sports. He went on to Princeton University, so you know he's got something going on between the ears.
That counts.
Two-time All Ivy League player at Princeton.
Now, what was his position? Wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
All right.
He made the Cleveland Browns team
No kidding.
in 2019 as a tight end. He played with the Browns for 3 years. This is the trivia question.
All right.
He's the only Chautauqua County athlete to ever score a touchdown
Oh, yeah.
in the National Football League.
Because Shane Conlon was on the other side.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of ball players that made NFL, but Steve is the only one to score a touchdown.
So Shane never got a defensive.
No, never
touchdown.
did. So in
Wow,
this
that's
past
cool.
year, Steve was playing tight end for the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Or excuse me, Chicago Bears. That was a Bears jersey we were
The
looking
Bears.
at.
Wait a minute.
The Bears.
You're a Bears fan, aren't you? The Bears.
The Bears. All right, Jeff. That is Mark Edstrom, 1972 graduate of Jamestown High, three-sport athlete, basketball, football, track and field. When he graduated from Jamestown High School, he was the leading scorer all time at Jamestown High School, over 1,000 points, and that was the days before three-point shots.
Holy cow.
So 1,000 points. He was a career rebound leader at JHS when he graduated.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to Alfred University, played two sports at Alfred, basketball and football. He led both teams in scoring. The only guy in Alfred history to be the leading scorer in basketball and football. He's in the Alfred University Hall of Fame.
Wow, super.
This is Ron Fredris, 1963 graduate of JHS, played all the sports there, went on to Brockport, played three sports at Brockport. His renown is as a basketball coach. He coached at a number of places, including Davidson Community College, Walsh College, and primarily known for his work at Alfred University. He's the leading winner in games won at Alfred University. He's also well known around Chautauqua County as an outstanding fast pitch softball player. He's in the Western New York Softball Hall of Fame.
Wow, that's cool. I've seen some of those fast pitch softball players. They go like 95 miles an hour and knock you right up.
That was it.
Oh, this is cool.
This is Nick Kahanick, a 2004 graduate of Faulkner High School.
I've seen his picture on Facebook a lot in the newspapers over the years.
He went to Roberts Wesleyan College, where he was a 13-time All-American in shot, discus, and hammer.
Oh my gosh.
When he got out of graduated from Roberts, he picked up the sport of Highland Games.
That is so cool.
Highland Games.
Does he do the caber toss?
Yeah, he did every event.
Oh my gosh.
Every event. He was a 5-time national champion, a North American champion, a world amateur champion, and still holds the world record in the open stone toss.
And all the while wearing a kilt.
All the while wearing a kilt. An amazing athlete, strength and agility personified.
Where's he now?
Faulkner, New York.
What's he do there? Do you know?
Yeah, he's a truck driver for Pepsi. There's a guy that can lift some cases.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is Aaron Leeper, a
Oh yeah, I remember
2001 graduate
Yes, I
of
remember that
Jamestown
name.
High School. When he, in the year 2000, he set the New York State single season rushing record, the New York State single season touchdown record. He scored 47 touchdowns in 1 year.
What?
In Jamestown High School. Set the state
47?
record. Yeah. Single season, New York State single season scoring record.
Do the Bills know
282
about him?
Yeah, well, they do. He was the New York State Class AA Player of the Year his senior year. He won the Connolly Cup, significant of the most outstanding player in Western New York. He went on to the University of Buffalo. That's the UB uniform that you see
Sure,
him
the
there.
Bulls.
He was the MAC Conference Rookie of the Year at UB. The next year, he broke his shoulder.
Oh boy.
very badly, ended his career. But he took advantage of his time at UB to earn a degree there, went on and got a master's at Canisius, and is now a supervisor in the Federal Air Marshal System.
Whoa.
The guys that ride on the planes that protect our lives.
Don't mess with Aaron.
Aaron's a wonderful human being.
Awesome.
The last photo is probably our most recognizable.
Let me think about this one. Was he on TV just the other day?
Yeah, and a week from tomorrow, he's going to be on TV a whole lot. This is Nick Sirianni.
Oh, excellent.
1999 graduate of Southwestern Central, played all the sports at Southwestern, went on to Mount Union College, where he was a wide receiver. He played on two national championship teams at Mount Union College. He started his coaching career at Mount Union. They won a national championship his first year as an assistant coach there. Then he went into the NFL. He was a wide receiver coach with the Chiefs, the Chargers. He was the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, and has been the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles for the last 4 years. He has got the Eagles in 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. He's record set. He's winning at a record-setting pace.
Could he compass a couple tickets? I mean, we're announcing him and all.
Yeah.
No.
He's a little busy right now at this time of year. I don't think he's taking any calls from Doc Hamels.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, so pretty exciting for next Sunday's Super Bowl.
Go Phillies!
Go Phillies. But here's another connection.
All right.
We have a connection to the Chiefs next week.
Okay.
An inductee of the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame is David Hinson.
Yes.
He's the director of college scouting for the Chiefs. So we've got the Chiefs, we've got the Eagles.
Okay, ready? Go Chiefs.
Yeah, we're pulling for the Eagles.
Wow, that's quite a lineup.
Wouldn't it be cool if Nick could win the Super Bowl?
Awesome, and be our guest on
and
that
then
show.
be at our banquet
And
a week later.
And you bring him as my guest next time.
Hey.
Come on, Randy. You're the powerful guy.
I'll do what I can.
All right.
So those are our inductees for
That's
the class
awesome.
of 2025. Super accomplished people.
Super. Now, we got Jessica here.
Yes.
But tell me what she had to go through to get into the Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm not going to tell a lot about her because we're going to let her tell.
But how does she get into the Hall of Fame?
How does she get into a Hall of Fame?
That's the part that's so important.
She was nominated
Nominated.
by her father, actually.
Who's in the studio
Who's in
right
the studio today. And he put together a very persuasive file.
Dads do that.
Yeah. Well, he knows what she's accomplished. So Jess is a 1992 graduate of Mayville Central. She played 3 sports at Mayville: volleyball, softball, and basketball. She was the New York State Volleyball Player of the Year.
What?
In her senior year.
All of New York State?
All of New York State in Class
That's
D.
true. That's
They
true.
won multiple, 2-time state champions here at Mayville. Any sport she ever tried, she excelled at. She won college scholarships to Niagara University, played 2 sports at Niagara, 2 D1 sports at Niagara, volleyball and softball. Think of the time commitment to be a D1 athlete in 2 sports.
Wow.
She's in the Niagara University Sports Hall of Fame. She's got an extensive coaching career in volleyball, and she can speak to all of that as we introduce Jessica Anderson.
Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Wow. He gets you all built up, doesn't he? And you're just sitting going,
Yeah, I did that.
So you were on the team that beat up Ripley every year.
Yeah, look at her.
Because I know in volleyball, Ripley was very competitive, and as they all are. But I just remember that Mayville was always the tough teams to beat. So welcome to the show, and tell us about yourself, whatever you want to share with folks.
I'm a teacher now. That was my undergrad and grad school at Niagara, and
What do you teach?
I teach special ed history, back to 10th grade this year.
Well, we shared that background as special ed teachers. Isn't it great?
It is.
You know,
It is.
it's every day's a good day. It seems. You know, most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. It's always different. Every day's different.
That's true.
Yeah.
Jess, what did it feel like walking into Mayville Central today? This has got to be your first time in here in many, many years.
What
did it feel like?
Well, I was like, wow, it looks a little different in the back, you know.
Yeah, they have the courts thing
yeah,
there.
but it was like, oh man, I remember this is where you came off the buses, and
the drop.
we would go in the couple doors down, and they had like a big landing, you know, and it was like.
Who were the principals then? Was it Nick? He was the elementary teacher or principal. Nick.
Mr. Cassadont.
Okay.
He was one. Mr. D'Angelo.
Okay. That's okay. It's okay.
Those are.
Yeah.
Mr. Parker was here at the time I was here.
Wow.
Mr. Rizzo became a
Nick
principal.
Rizzo.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking,
he
Nick.
became a principal.
Yeah. Oh, cool. In fact, probably I was doing some training here in one of my jobs. Probably while you were a student here.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Doc referenced Mayville volleyball as being strong when you were here.
Yeah.
What made it so good?
Mrs. Height.
Talk about Mrs. Height.
She started the program. My class, we were in sixth grade, and she started the program.
Yeah.
And the first year, they didn't win a game.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. And then we got into seventh grade. Like most, she kept like 20 of us on JV. And my class, the seventh graders, we would get into a few games because you played three games.
Yeah.
And we would, if we won or lost the first two, we would play the third.
Sure.
And I remember as seventh graders, we were in and we beat Sherman as seventh graders, their starters. We beat them when we were in seventh grade. And
So you were on to something.
yeah. And,
something's clicking.
and then a couple of us moved up to varsity in ninth grade. And I think at that point, they had won 50% of the games. So in 4 years, they went from 0 wins to 50%.
So progress.
Yeah, and then when we were sophomores, there was one senior, one junior, and
Then the rest
8 of us.
Oh boy, here comes the
as sophomores. And we won the league, and we won sectionals. Oh no, we didn't. We won sectionals and lost in Far West regionals.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But then the next year, when you were a junior and you were a senior, you were the New York State champions.
Yeah.
What's it like to play for a New York State championship?
Well, it was the very first year. Our junior year was the very first year there were states for volleyball.
Okay.
So it was like we referred to it as the S word. We didn't want to call it states.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, and Mrs. Height would never let us say states.
Where were the states
Horseheads.
At Horseheads.
Oh,
okay.
down by Cornell, down there.
Yeah. And I mean, she had us in every big tournament. We were in the Sweet Home tournament, the Eden tournament, the Horseheads tournament, and we beat like every team that won states except for Sweet Home, and that's when Sweet Home was nationally ranked.
Right,
Yeah.
I remember Sweet Home
Okay.
being tough
Yeah.
too.
And
this
we-
brings back lots of memories.
Yeah, and we were beating everyone except obviously Sweet Home, but Little Mayville, like we could compete with anyone, and I I credit it to what she instilled in us about the hard work, dedication. She wouldn't take anything, but like I don't want to say perfection, but it was really like to strive for perfection, and like our practices were pretty much 3 hours long, even on holidays. We were in for practices and
dedication. Yeah.
yeah.
Randy, this kind of speaks to the Hall of Fame, I think, is that she said little old Mayville, little old Frewsburg, little old Panama, Ripley, whatever. Even Chautauqua County is considered little, and you got 249 outstanding athletes and sports-related folks.
Well, it's exactly what Jess is talking about. We've got 18 schools in Chautauqua County, and every one of them has, successful athletic programs at varying degrees of success. But the opportunities that our schools provide to young girls and young boys, is second to none. And the coaching, as she talked about Penny Height, the coaching in our county is at a high level as well. And I'm not surprised that we turn out the kind of athletes that we do.
Jess, I'm going to throw a question to you, and you can answer it any way you want, of course. You watch TV and professional sports, and it's gotten to the point where it's money, endorsements. So let's drop it down to the high school level. If there's young women, young men, I don't care, but the women's sports has been evolving and evolving. What would you say to young women and why they want to get involved with sports?
Like, we did it for the love of the game and playing for your school and just what it felt like to get the win and to be part of a team the school spirit in this school and for the community. When we came home from winning states, the community was here waiting for us. And when we left for states, there was a huge pep rally. And again, this is a K-12 building,
right?
And people up in the Buffalo area, they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, kindergarten through 12, you're in one building.
Yeah, many of our schools are like that.
Yeah. And they say, "Well, how big was the school?" I'm like, "Well, smaller than this." and
Ripley was smaller than you.
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, how many were in your class?" I said, 37.
Yeah.
And you had, an assembly in the gym, and they send you off, and everyone's cheering for you. Yeah. And I said, you guys have no school spirit, and that's you can't even get the kids. They're in an assembly and they're all on their phones.
And people got on school buses and went to the games wherever they were in the state.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Junior year we had 2 spectator buses,
right,
with a bunch of teachers coming out on it too, and the spectator buses, and we were the last team to play, and it went. It went till 11 o'clock at night, and then they had to turn around, drive back to Mayville, and we were the first team to play the next morning, Saturday morning, and we had 2 spectator buses come back Saturday morning.
Yep, the adrenaline rush is incredible.
Yeah, and we, I teach at North Tonawanda. We're a AA school, AA depending on the sport, and they can barely get 1 spectator bus to go to a playoff game, and it's just not the same. So I tell people just play for that, get the school spirit back, and just it's just it can't be beat, and that's what's I think missing in sports today.
Do you ever run into your teammates, or anything?
Yeah, I'm very close friends with a couple of them still. Jill Bornand, I talk to quite a bit, and Nicole Plashewski Holt. Her and I talk quite a bit, and they're going to come to the banquet.
Nice. Oh, great! That brings back good memories.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Mayville basketball back in your day?
We weren't the best. We were usually we always made the playoffs. So we were above. That's when not everyone made the playoffs. You had to be above 500 or better.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. And we always made the playoffs. So we were good, but you had Sherman and Pine Valley. Pine Valley was winning states then, and
so I'm going to give her a couple names.
I was just going to say, I'll say what, Mel Swanson.
Oh, that Sherman
Mel
coach.
Swanson at Sherman
Yeah.
and Tim Nobles
Yeah.
Yes.
at Pine
Yeah.
Valley
Oh my
were
gosh, we heard those names.
exceptional coaches.
Yeah.
Like you, they are inductees of the
Yeah.
Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame. And you can see why. The programs that Mel and Tim developed, it's just plain hard work. It's
Yeah.
like what Penny Hite did with
Yeah.
volleyball.
Yeah.
It's just plain hard work.
Yeah, and I'll say Mr. Anderson here was,
Rick Anderson.
yeah, he was, I mean, he worked us and, but we didn't have 6-footers. like
Pine Valley did.
Pine Valley did.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, there was like 3 of them.
yeah.
There were some sisters too, wasn't there?
The Stankies.
Yeah. Yes. Wow, I'm starting to remember all these names. Yeah.
And we didn't have that, and but we had a bunch of girls who worked their butts off, and we tried as hard as we could, and again I give that because of Mr. Anderson. I mean, he would instill in us not to back down to anyone and try. And I mean, we were getting our butts kicked by those teams. And and Clymer was always really good with the King sisters and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Amy King is in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. And
She was here?
we could beat them sometimes, but
Good day.
I love basketball because basketball was a little bit more physical.
It was hard to give a good elbow under the volleyball net.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. They get particular about that.
Yeah, but basketball, just the fast pace of it, and it was just different. But because we weren't quite as good, we didn't get the following,
Right.
but you still had people at the games. Like people still came, and your friends came, and
The cheerleaders and the stomping on the
yeah,
bleachers and
yeah,
stuff.
there were still people there, and again, the small school atmosphere, the people
Did you ever
coming to
have
support.
aspirations of going professional?
No, it wasn't like that back then. There wasn't that much for.
Right.
for
I don't
girls.
care what the area of your interest is. I always tell people have a backup plan. They say, "Well, I'm going to be a rock star." I go, "Well, get your education. Have a fallback plan.
Yeah.
If you want to be a professional basketball player, I hear that a lot. I say, "Well, go to school. Make sure you get a degree or a trade or
Yeah.
something."
Touch on your softball career briefly here
Yeah.
at Mayville. Her batting average was .670.
What?
.670.
Most people are like 300.
Yeah, I know. 300 is good. She's doubled that. Okay, anyway, go ahead, Jess.
I feel like in high school, I don't know. I started playing with my brother. Well, my stepbrother, my brother. He was in second grade. I was in first, and I was allowed to play on his team. We were trying to figure out why I was allowed, but they let me play a year early.
Oh, you're probably good enough.
Yeah. So
need her.
So I played in first grade on a boys team.
Okay.
Because there were really no girls teams then. So
No.
it was, and I started playing baseball from first grade to sixth grade.
Okay.
And so I started softball here because there was only varsity, and I started in seventh grade.
What position did you play?
Outfield, started at all the outfield positions, just wherever they needed me
I played
that
left
day.
out. You may quote me.
But I didn't strike out a lot, but
obviously.
but I would get very frustrated with myself if I did. So I really worked hard not to. But I credit that the not striking out. My cousins and I at my grandparents would play. We called it home run derby with wiffle ball. And we would just swing at anything. And we had a little tiny bat, one of the thin ones.
I know. We all had those. Yeah.
Yeah, and we would just swing at anything, and we would just try and hit it into the
Do you remember the moment that it all clicked? I played minor league or school in whatever, sixth grade or whatever, and I just remember the one day it clicked. I figured out how to hit the ball. And after that, I was doing really, really well. But up to that point, I was striking out all the time. It was just this one moment. My eye and my hand and my arm, everything worked together, and I figured it out. Did that ever happen for you in any of these sports, where it just kind of clicked one day?
I don't.
Of course, if you're swinging at everything.
Yeah. I don't remember as much for basketball and softball. Softball was like baseball. Softball was just gradual. It just came because I played for so long. Basketball, I say I just because I did have like such a good vertical. Like I think that helped me. Volleyball, that kept growing every year. I kept getting better.
Thing,
but I say it really started to click freshman year in college.
Okay.
Like I just took the next step. And got like I don't know. It just like I think my power and they just helped me put a lot more together.
Okay.
And
let's hold all those thoughts. We have a phone call. Good morning, caller.
Oh, hello, Doc.
Mike.
Yes, it's Mike. How are you?
Good. It's Mike from Portland.
Yeah. I was listening to your guest, Jessica Anderson.
Yes.
And I have a question, probably more for her. When you talk about your basketball career, and your volleyball career, and I think I know the answer to this, but I want to make sure I'm right.
Go for it.
When you it's not a hard question.
Okay.
When you played volleyball and your other sports, was that the Mayville building that you're in right now?
Yes.
Or was it Chautauqua Lake Central School?
No, it was Mayville.
Okay, so that was before the merger.
Yeah. I graduated in '92.
Okay, all right. So that, and I don't remember exactly when the merger took place. It might have even been like 10 years later. I'm thinking like 20 years ago, 2004 maybe.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Mike, we think the merger might have been 97.
Ooh.
Okay.
It sounds about right.
Okay, all righty. Well, I was just curious about that. And I picked up on that a little. And then when you said your graduating class had 37 kids, why, I thought it almost had to be the old school. Well, you're in that building now, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yep.
So, is this your first time back in that building?
We actually were lucky enough to have our 20-year reunion in the old gym.
Okay.
All the way, in the back. We someone was using it, like they were able, I guess they owned that part of it and they rented it out.
Yeah.
So we had our 20-year reunion there, and it was really cool.
Mike, you coach swimming, right? Or coached, right?
I actually used to help coach, and I used to teach swimming lessons.
Oh, okay.
Technically, I was a water safety instructor back then.
All right.
Now, I'm still a swim official.
All right.
In fact, I was in Olean last night for the boys, boys county meet.
All right, cool.
But, I'm a swim official.
So I knew Mike was connected with sports too. Well,
Yeah.
Mike, thanks for calling as always, and have a good weekend. Thanks.
All right,
Stay
you
warm.
too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Jess, what was it like to transition from, as Doc say, little tiny Mayville to Niagara University? What was that transition like?
It was scary. But going from a small school to Niagara. Well, Niagara's a smaller university, so that was good. But going from a place where you knew everyone from kindergarten to your senior year,
and everybody's business.
and you knew the kindergartners. And then you don't know anyone. Like I did know the freshmen because they had us on a recruiting trip, and we did all of us ended up signing. So we did know each other a little bit, but that first day of practice was just so scary. And
well, I'm thinking about, you were the best player at Mayville. And now you go to Niagara and everybody's the best player.
Yeah, it was intimidating.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I am not one, like, I don't look at myself that way at all. So I just was like, I can't compete with these kids. Like, why am I here? And so when I'm intimidated too, I hold back, and so it took me a while. So the assistant coach there was also, she had just graduated. She was a lefty middle, and it's hard being a lefty middle, first of all, because it's hard for setters to adjust
To get to your arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they said, "You're our new Julia." I'm like, well, I don't want to be someone else. Like,
Me.
and they made me take her number. It's like, so they told me I could be number 12 when I went in. That was always my number.
Okay.
And they're like, you're now number 9, and like, we're going to train you to be like her. I'm like, well, I can't be someone else,
Okay.
And
So tell us how's the story end?
I ended up being a pretty good left.
How good?
Well, I was the first player at Niagara to get 1,000 kills. And it was only in 3.5 seasons, because I sat out half a season because of a shoulder injury. I left the school, the career leader in blocks. I think I still have that record.
Cool.
And Julia told me that, I was a better player than her. And so
Well, good for her.
I grew a lot as a player and as a person. And
Yeah. Well, good for you.
yeah.
So what are your aspirations moving forward? Are you still coaching, you said?
I finally took a year off of club. I had been coaching club. I coached high school for 15 years. Then I won 7 league championships. I won a sectional title. We probably could have won a state championship, but we had an injury that during the game, and a couple things happened.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and so just some bad things happened that cause
Gotta
us
keep your
to
team healthy,
Yep,
for sure.
yep. And then I took a year off of club this year, but I've been coaching since I was 22 years old.
Great.
And
Well, folks, we're getting down to the last 2 minutes here. So I want to thank you, Jess, for coming and sharing your career. Awesome.
Yeah.
So much fun. And you just kind of chilled back. I got this, and this. I go, what? I'm trying to imagine this person, 1,000 kills. I go, I know what a kill is, down your throat. So, Randy, I'll talk about the banquet real quick.
Yeah. Well, usually at this time of your show, Doc, I'm pumping ticket sales.
Yeah. No tickets are available.
No tickets are available. We have sold out the banquet. We've been sold out for over a week now. 400 seats.
Holy cow.
Gone. And that's because of the outstanding people that we're inducting
And the
this
TV
year.
coverage.
Yeah. It's got to be.
Speechless.
Yeah.
Who's your guest speaker this year?
Well, we don't need one. We don't need one anymore.
Okay.
The quality of our candidates sells themselves. They sell the tickets. So we have no guest speaker. You can come and listen to Jessica again. She'll be a lot shorter next time, she assures me.
yes.
One last thing, Doc. I just want to say, in addition to our 9 inductees, we're going to be honoring 18 outstanding high school
You do
and
every
collegiate
year. Very good.
athletes.
Yep.
We're a little short of time, so I'm not going to run the list. But
Thank you.
Just know that we will be honoring outstanding high school.
And if people want to visit the Sports Hall of Fame, where
We
is
are
it?
open on Monday to Friday, noon to 3, free of charge, at 15 West 3rd Street, Jamestown. Right across
on
from
the
Crown
50,
Roast.
on the 50-yard line.
On the 50-yard line. Oh, I've got you perfect.
You got me.
I've got you
set
trained
up,
up.
man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't had a chance, folks, to visit the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, it's awesome. Do you got that back area all done now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's got everything. And I know people that are in there. I worked with them or knew them
Sure.
or still know them. So, hey, we're going to do this again next week right here on 1301 Spectrum. I want to thank Jessica Anderson for being my guest along with Randy Anderson. Should we do this again next year?
I'll be here.
Okay, me too, I guess. All right, so folks, stay warm. I'm supposed to get up in the 30s tomorrow, so we'll get through this. It'll be cold tonight. Get the dogs. 3-dog night. Okay, take care, everybody. Stay warm. Bye-bye now. So.